Hello Nigerians, this is the newspaper review here on TAF TV, where we bring you newspaper headlines and hit the street to hear what Nigerians out here have to say. But before we hit the street this morning, we'll be reading newspaper headlines for today. I will be starting with the Daily Trust. On the bold headline here on the front page says, Nigerians paid 1.04 billion naira ransom to kidnappers in 1 year. Report. The details of it will be found on page 4 and 26 of the Daily Trust. Crash food price in 1 month, federal government tell traders. The details of it will be found on page 3 of the Daily Trust. Students seek review of federal government's 18-year admission eligibility. The details of it will be found on page 8 of the Daily Trust. Zamfara resident killed 37 bandits. The details of it will be found on page 6 of the Daily Trust. I returned $10,000 to please Allah, airport worker. The details will be found on page 9 of the Daily Trust. Police interrogation, labor movement, worth dying for Ajero. The details will be found on page 25 of the Daily Trust. Strike, federal government slams. No work, no pay policy on resident doctors. The details will be found on page 26 of the Daily Trust. CBN report warns of rising financial strain for citizens. The details will be found on page 4 of the Daily Trust.
Another one, pro-life for malaria and typhoid. Yes, every evening you go down go chemist.
Moving next is The Nation. Manufacturing gets 74 billion naira to boost production. The details will be found on page 4 of the Nation. Sheyi Tinubu launches initiative to fight maternal infant mortality. The details will be found on page 4 of the Nation. Canada bans visiting visa holders for work permits. Rule of law serve all, says NBA president. The details will be found on page 2 of the Nation. 50% electricity subsidy for varsities teaching hospitals. The details will be found on page 2 of the Nation. $1 million fraud. EFCC nabbed suspected 4-man syndicate impersonating Olukoyede. The details will be found on page 26 of the Nation.
1 year, ask yourself where that blood will go. That blood will supposed to be passed.
And lastly, we have the leadership. And on the bold headline here says, Labour talks tough after Ajero's visit to police. The details will be found on page 4 of the leadership. Nigeria accepts crypto grants to operate interim approves. The details will be found on page 26 of the leadership. $1 million fraud. EFCC arrest syndicate impersonating Olukoyede. The details will be found on page 17 of the leadership. Kwara governor backs Sardauna of Ilorin. Title. The details will be found on page 17 of the leadership.
To correct that irregular legislation. 1,
Sharia Commission invite cleric over gay meeting. The details have been found on page 7 of the leadership. 1,166 terrorists killed, 721 hostages rescued in August. The details will be found on page 6 of the leadership. And that will be all for the newspaper headline. Let's see the street to hear what Nigerians out there have to say. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
So we can see on the Daily Trust here, on the front page here, say Nigerians paid 1.4 billion ransom to. What do you have to say about this topic, sir?
Yeah, I think for the ransom, Nigerians even do pay more than that. They pay more than that on yearly basis because the level of kidnapping is so high. They are only telling of the ones they know. What about the ones that we don't know that happens in our community? For example, these doctors that were just released the other day, the police came out to tell us that they didn't pay any ransom. That's a big lie. I have a friend that was among the doctors, and he confirmed that they paid a very huge ransom before they were released. So if it is for ransom, they pay steady. But the Nigerian police or the Nigerian authorities will not come out to tell us the truth. But if it's ransom, they pay. For this doctor zone, I have a friend there, and he confirmed that they paid heavily.
So a very quick question before you go, sir. So like it looks like the police are playing some hickey panky with the Nigerians out here. Do you think there's a bit of them having a hand in the kidnapping thing, because it looks like they are being paid also? You understand? But they are saying they are not paying ransom. What do you say? What do you have to say?
Well, for that one, it's up to them. Whether they have a hand in it or not, it's up to them. But what I know for sure is that Nigerians pay ransom for kidnapping very well. Even there was a priest that was kidnapped some time ago, I think a week or two ago in the north. They paid ransom for him. But the Nigerian police will come out to tell us, they released them without, it's a lie. They pay ransom for them. So if it is for ransom, they pay ransom steady basis. But whether the police has a hand in it, that I don't know. But if it is for ransom, Nigerians pay ransom for kidnapping.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning from here.
So we can see on the front page of a Daily Trust that said Nigeria paid 1.4 billion ransom to kidnappers in 1 year. What do you say about this report?
Actually, for Nigerian government to pay 1.4 billion ransom to kidnappers, first of all, let's talk about who are those kidnappers. Remember, Nigerian government sponsor Al-Shabaab,
yes.
Al-Shabaab terrorist group,
Yes.
ISWAP,
Yes.
Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb,
Yes.
and Boko Haram.
The popular one.
The popular one we all know, Boko Haram and bandits, and that name. So all these people, they're known as terrorists. They are not actually terrorists in fact the way it was meant described.
Yes.
These are the army of the Islamic Caliphate.
Yes.
They are being sponsored by Nigerian terrorists and Nigerian governors in the north.
Yes.
Remember, Boko Haram were actually acting for the core 19 northern state,
Yes.
to practice their faith. Before their leader was killed, then there's now start killing.
Yes.
So what are we trying to talk? Now, anything that has to do with conquest does not come in a very easy way. It comes with a good plan. So they have already planned by taking over the indigenous of the land, the owners of the land. Why? They have to do it by different plan, kidnapping them to get more money. Aside their governors and the senators that sponsored them, no, they also get from the indigenous by kidnapping them and order for money. They kill them in the process. Why the main people that are being elected or appointed to work in Nigerian federal government, they will now use the army of the indigenous to other region in the name of insecurity. Why the chief of defense staff, Musa, pushed them to other region. The whole of northern region is vacuum. Then it was the same people that were not called other people to take over the land. That is what happened in Zamfara recently. Okay. So when he said the federal government paid, yes, that's why you see when they come to pay, they pay the money. But why don't the same federal government work to stop this? When you hear that army in Borno, army and soldier key, you always be hearing issues like that, not a stop for it. They are the same people that are pushing it for Islamization agenda, which that is the call through that I just explained. So let's go to another one. I don't know if you have a question.
Before we go to another topic, very quickly, I have very interesting. I just interviewed somebody a while ago, and you know of the doctors that were released last week. The police came out to say they did not pay ransom, but he said, the person I interviewed said he has a friend who was kidnapped as a doctor, and he said ransom was paid. What will you say about this?
Now, when they kidnap any particular people that they kidnap and they come and they say they did not pay ransom, there's something involved. Now they know themselves. The conquest is only the indigenous of the land, and any indigenous of the land, they do not support what the caliphate are doing. That's why any personality you hear they kidnap, that come out, they did not pay ransom. In other words, it's to create the impression that actually the Nigerian military are doing their work. No, nothing like that. The reason why they did not pay ransom is because of the personality involved. That particular person is a part and parcel of the Islamization of the caliphate. And that's why we come out boldly to tell you that they did not pay ransom. It will create the impression actually the Nigerian police or security chief are doing their work. No. Then what about other people that they kidnap and pay ransom? That is one thing you must understand. It's a very well planned. The policy is in a high level. If you don't have a dose of common sense to reason properly, you cannot be able to get what is happening there. Okay.
So on page 3 here, say crash food price in 1 month. Federal government tells traders. Do you think this is possible?
It's not possible for federal government to crash food price in 1 month. Okay. Before the food price rise to this stage, where are we? How are you going to crash food price? Is it to carry microphone and shout to the traders to crash, in fact, to bring the food price down? Is it possible? Just like petrol.
Yes.
Now the companies and the filling station, they say they buy for in social amount. Is it at 850 and 950? And they will have to sell to get their own gain for the business to move on. So will federal government come and carry microphone and say, I beg, after they said for them, crash it? No, it's not possible. The best thing, the only way federal government could bring food price down is to each state, they need to fund each state Ministry of Agriculture by going to those communities and to ensure the particular food basket of the nation, they need to bring a mechanized farming and pay them off. So that if they pay them off, then the government will be the one managing anything that has to do with agriculture. You will see that food price will come down. Rivers State is not producing anything. The only part of the state that the Nigeria that is even producing, part of the north, you see what is going on there. That as a result of insecurity, as a result of Islamization taking over, the bandits are the one paying tax, killing them, scaring them away. So how do you think that the indigenous of those lands, those that their inhabitant is engaged in farming occupation, how do you think that could be able to produce food in a larger quantity? So the only way for federal government to cry food price is to make sure all the states that are producing food 40, 30, 50% is to make sure insecurity, they have to crash it. That's the only way food price can be done. Not to just say they will crash food price in 1 month. It's not possible. Thank God that you see this headline. Yes. Let's see in the next 3 months and see what it's going to be.
Yes, all right, sir. So on the next headline here says students seek review of federal government 18-year admission eligibility. Presently, you know what federal government have said and what the Nigerian teenagers and youth are fighting for.
Because of the Nigerian system of education,
yes,
that they now have a specific year when someone will be admitted. Yes. Now in those days when we are at home, we see a child playing, trying to build toy. As a parent, yes, you now look the age where that child is, and you now know the particular education that you push the person to. Yes. The child to see that a technical school. So it's as a result of Nigerian system of education is very poor. Yes. Now pushing, trying to say somebody must reach a certain age, yes, before he can get admission into the secondary school. So for Nigerian government to be able to work perfectly in a system of education is that they need to check the age, in fact not a matter of the age. Once a child finish secondary school, the next thing the person have no any other option by staying the years, 2 years, or to stay up to a certain age. The best thing is to check if the person will be able to obtain the qualification need before it will get admission to a university. But this one, we say some children, as a result of how smart or how brilliant they are, as a result of where they come from, or from the lineage of the mother or the father, we find out the child is very brilliant. At the age of 16, 17, he's done, or 15, he have done with secondary school. But sometimes, if the person now pass JAM, all right, and he have a very good result to get admission, you will now see that the policy of Nigerian government in terms of education will now see the person back, which is wrong. It's all about qualification, and if the person did not meet up the standard of the qualification, it's left for that particular school or the community to work towards the standard of qualification in each sector, in all community or in all states, to make the children to move very far. It's not a matter of age. My kid can be 14 years old, but as a result of how smart it is, it has finished secondary school now. You will not tell me that in the university that they say it must be so certain. That is the reason why when you go to China or other Western world, the way they are civilized, they are more better than us. So anything that has to do with Nigerian education sector is completely damaged.
Okay. So before we go to the next headline, I want to chip in a bit. What I was expecting from the federal government was for them to say, okay, if you finish secondary school, you must take 2 years out of your time to learn a trade, a handwork, an entrepreneur. You understand? That was what I was expecting them to say. Instead of them telling them, you must stay home 2 years to be 20 of age before you go into the university. What do you think?
It's a very good idea from the perspective you look at it. It's a very good idea. But this is how to build a nation. So if a child finish school and federal government make it mandatory that within 2 years, the person will go into entrepreneur. I tell you, say, if you check the business that Igbo people are doing, it's a system of business that we cannot go into extinction. Now, if a child now, within that period now, go into trading or into entrepreneurship, definitely you will not discover the potential of the destiny of that child. Not everybody into school. School that, how many universities that we have in Nigeria now? many graduate, we have many graduate, none of them is working.
Exactly.
Some of them will graduate and come and be selling what they have no idea how that be. Riding keke, selling okra, selling food stuff. They have no idea how that system of business works. But if they finish their WAEC, and federal government make it mandatory that maybe out of 100%, 40% of Nigerian students have to go into entrepreneurship. It means it's not going to be legal. Due process that a child will not take in time to study a certain business, how it works. I don't know if you are getting me.
Yes.
A certain business, how it works. By that time, the nation will start building people in entrepreneurship. You will see that we have people, personnel. Start building in art sector, engineering sector, we have people. Entrepreneurship sector, we have people. Not this one, everybody going to university, graduate. Even those that read marketing, those that read anything that has to do with business, have no idea. Because it's all about theory. They don't have the practical aspect of it. Now, it's better for you to finish your secondary school and have 2 years to engage yourself in something. Maybe within that period, you will not find your destiny. You will see that somebody that his father knows too well, that is good in mathematics, in English, that actually they are preparing for him or she to go and study medicine. But in the process of that 2 years, that same child have find himself engaged in business. You will not see where destiny comes in. So that is how it works. You will not see where destiny comes in. Then the person now will now go to that particular sector that the parent will now fund. It was later in the year that he will now go and do the program of that particular sector in the university, and he have a degree of it.
So one good question before you go. Zamfara resident killed 37 bandits. What do you think about this headline?
Yes, Zamfara resident killed 37 bandits because if you can remember what former chief of army staff said, what is his name? T.Y. Danjuma said that the army and the police are colluded, that all of them that have colluded with the armed bandit, that the government itself have colluded with the armed bandit. If every state is waiting for the government or the security agency to protect them, they are all going to die one by one. Now you see that is from the chief of army staff, T.Y. Danjuma, General T.Y. Danjuma. Now for Zamfara resident to kill 37 bandits, it then means that pick up the security challenge unto themselves. Because the same army is the one supervising their killing and supervising the taking over of their land by the Islamic Caliphate. So it's good for them now to take it upon themselves. I watched the video. Over 1,000 people have been killed, but the media did not publish it. Now you only see it on paper that Zamfara resident killed 37 bandits. Why would be the Zamfara? And why would it be on media now, something that happened almost a week now as I'm talking to you? Creating impression is a kind of clash. It was invasion. I watched it, it was actually invasion. So it's good for the resident, every state, to sit up and fight these people purely because the army and police are already colluded with the armed bandits. So any state that is waiting for the army to give them security, they are all going to die one by one. That's why you see Biafran government in Israel be able to set up a security apparatus that stop the raping of women in the forces. And whatever is happening in the south is that is general something that hunger is all over the nation. But when it comes to insecurity, you see that in the southeast everything is intact. When Nigerian government starts shouting that Simon Ekpa or those fighting the insecurity know that they are pointing and those stopping the invasion. That's what they are doing.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, you have here one Nigerians out. You have to say about today's headlines. Very interesting headline. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment in the comment section to be part of this program. My name is Benjamin Agbile, and thanks for watching.